So first one is prove that sum of all vectors drawn from center of a regular octagon to its vertices is a zero vector. We'll do that also. The first one, what they're telling, to prove that the sum of all vectors drawn from the center of a regular octagon to its vertices is zero vector. So regular octagon, prove that the sum of all vectors drawn from the center of a regular octagon to its vertices is the zero vector. That's what they're asking us to prove. If you consider the regular octagon, so the diagram is not for scale, but you can understand that this is a regular one: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Now, if you consider these diagonals, yeah, because the diagram is not for scale, these triangles formed doesn't looks like isosceles triangles, but they are all isosceles triangles. And because it's a regular polygon, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, total 8 angles, 360 divided by 8. Yeah, whatever that 90 by 245 degrees you get, right? Whatever this angle is, irrespective of that, these two angles will be the same. These two sides will be the same because it's a regular polygon. So the point that if you call this as the middle one as O, the point that you need to understand is the magnitudes of OA and OB and so on equal to OH. All the magnitudes are equal. And if you observe this OA and OE are of opposite directions. So OA equal to minus OE, because OA and OE are of same magnitude but opposite direction. OA equal to minus OE. At the same time, OB, OA I mean OA bar, OB equal to minus OF, OC equal to minus OG, OD equal to minus OH. If you bring OE also to the LHS, OA plus OE equal to 0, OB plus OF equal to 0, OC plus OG equal to 0, and OD plus OH equal to 0. So if you add all of them, OA plus OB plus OC plus and so on plus OH equal to 0, and that's what they're asking us to prove. Next, question number 2. What they're giving, question number 2, the points L, M, N divide the sides BC, CA, AB of triangle ABC in the ratios 1:4, 3:2, 3:7 respectively. And they're asking us to prove AL plus BM plus CN is a vector parallel to CK. Okay, but suddenly from where K is coming? They are given now here where K divides AB. In 1:3 ratio. Basically, the first 3 informations are there, that LM divides. You join that information, this last information, K divides AB in 1:3 with that. So total 4 informations are given and they're asking us to prove this. So let us have a rough diagram and convert the information into that. So A, B, C. What they're telling, the L divides BC in the ratio 1:4, roughly. So even though it is a rough diagram, 1:2, 4 means don't keep that as a middle point. So it just at least that should look like, okay, this is one part and this is 4 parts. This part, right side part is 4 times 1, roughly at least. So this is L, and this ratio is 1:4. Next, M is there on CA. See, the order is also important here. The BC, here CA. CA is not same as AC when it comes to dividing in the ratio. CA 3:2. So C to 3 units from 3 and 2 units from there. Okay, suppose if you put like this, 2 units and then, yeah, roughly here. So if you take this as 2 units, this is 3 units, kind of that. Okay, so this is M, and this is 3, and this is 2. Here also we'll write like that. This is 1 and this is 4. This is not the exact numbers. This is not like exact numbers. This is just the ratio. Next, N divides AB, A to B, in the ratio 3:7. So if this is 3, almost the other one should be double of it. So suppose this is 3 and the other one should be like approximately double of it. So this is n point and this is 3 and this is 7, 3:7. Next, K is also there on AB only in the ratio 1:3. On AB, K is in the ratio 1:3. So if it is 1, and this should be 3 times of it. One, two, three. Yeah. So K is here, and this is 1, and this is 3. It's like that. Then what they're asking us to prove this value is parallel to this. So just calculate AL plus BM plus CN, and you should get that in terms of this. See, when you're doing the calculation, usually for this kind of problems, we'll take one of the vertex as origin. With respect to that, we'll write the vectors. So let us take A as origin. So how you can take one point as origin means, see, suppose this approach, I think we discussed somewhere in 11th grade or somewhere. So you need to give address for one person. Suppose he's coming from outstation, then you'll give address from bus stand first. But like what he did something and then he reached one particular place. Suppose somehow he reached some Sajapur Road junction or something. So then he will tell like if when he asks for the address, if you start telling the address from the Majestic, then there's no like use for him. He can't understand, or like it's not useful for him. Then you'll ask where you are. So you will tell that I am there at Sajapur Road junction. Then you'll start explaining, okay, from there. So that Sajapur Road junction is your origin. And from there, you're giving the address for the destination, right? It's a kind of that. Like, so you can take this point as origin and all the vectors are with respect to that origin. So with A with respect to origin will become 0 bar. And let B is basically AB bar now because A is origin. So the position vector of B with respect to A will be AB bar. Position vector of C with respect to A will be AC bar. And for convenience, we are representing with B bar and then C bar. Automatically, you will get all these vectors. L bar is what, which divides in the ratio 1:4. So MB bar, so that means 1C bar plus NA bar, that means 4B bar by 5. That's what L bar. And this is 2/5 of this complete. So this M is 2/5 of C bar. And this N is 3/10. 3/10 of B bar. And this K is 1/4 of B bar. So you got the vectors, you got all the 4 vectors. Now you can start calculating AL bar plus BM bar plus CN bar equal to AL bar, AL, okay. So AL is what? Just directly the position vector of L. The position vector of L itself, AL. So AL bar is C bar plus 4B bar by 5. Next. BM bar is AM bar minus AB bar. That's what the position vector formula, no? That I'll just write it here. AB bar equal to OB bar minus OA bar, a well-known formula that we use frequently in vector algebra. So O is origin, we will write OA bar, OB bar minus OA bar. Here A is the origin. So AM bar minus AB bar. And the same way here also, AN bar minus AC bar. Now you substitute all of them, C bar plus 4B bar by 5 plus AM bar. AM bar is 2 by 5 C bar, and AB bar is basically the B bar. AN bar is 3 by 10 times of B bar, and AC bar is basically the C bar. Now, if you see all the B bars, you can take the LCM for the B bars, and if you see that 4 by 5 can be written as 8 by 10. 8 by 10 plus 3 by 10 minus 10 by 10 times of B bar. Next, all the C bars, if you see, plus 1 by 5 plus 2 by 5 minus 5 by 5 C bar. If you simplify this is 11 minus 10, 1 by 10 B bar. This is minus 3 by 5, sorry, minus 2 by 5, minus 2 by 5 C bar. So you need to convert this in terms of CK bar. CK bar is AK bar minus that. AK bar is, okay, let us calculate CK bar separately. So CK bar equal to what? AK bar minus AC bar. AK bar is what? 1 by 4 B bar minus AC bar is C bar. So now this you can write in terms of that. So that means 4 by 4 by, okay, this only will write, cross multiply it. So B bar minus 4 C bar by 4. And this also B bar minus 4 C bar by 10. So now it is easy to compare both of them. Equal to by 4 you need, no? So 2 by 5 if you write, you can write B bar minus 4 C bar by 4, because this 2 to cancel and 10. Okay. Now this is 2 by 5 into this value is already got that as CK bar. So you got this vector is equal to 2 by 5 times of CK bar, and hence you can confirm that this is parallel to that. By the definition of parallel collinear vectors, one vector is parallel collinear to the other vector if one is multiple of another. Just write that definition also. A bar is parallel to B bar or collinear to B bar if and only if A bar equal to some lambda times B bar. This is the definition. That's what we used. Make a note of it. Any other problem till 5? Question number 4 also similar to the second one. Similar, I mean to say that the approach of taking one of them as origin will help you to do this problem. The midpoint of two opposite sides of a quadrilateral and the midpoints of the diagonals are the vertices of a parallelogram. So using the vectors prove this. I'll just write the statement. The midpoints of two opposite sides of a quadrilateral. So they are given ordinary quadrilateral. There is no specialty for this. It's not neither parallelogram nor a rhombus, nothing. Of a quadrilateral. And the midpoints of the diagonals are the vertices of a parallelogram. prove it. So like in the previous problem, we take a random arbitrary quadrilateral. It can be any quadrilateral, some random. A, B, C, D. Now what they told? They took the two midpoints of opposite sides. Any two opposite sides you can take. So you can take this midpoint. Let us call this as P. And this midpoint, let us call this as Q. And then take the diagonals. So diagram is not for scale, so that's why scale in the sense these sides no problem, but like when you're taking the midpoint, it may not be exactly the midpoint. That's why the final diagram you may not get the accurate one. Now you take this as the midpoint. This is the midpoint of those two, and this is the midpoint. So now the diagonal doesn't look the midpoints of the diagonals. Okay. Okay. So let us take the PQ and this. Let us take this as LM. I guess I'll just use the different color. I guess this. You may get a thin parallelogram. That's why we are not getting a proper diagram for the diagram that we took. Yeah, it doesn't look like a parallelogram because we are not drawing for the scale. But what they're asking us to prove is they're asking us to prove that PLQM is a parallelogram. So we'll try to prove that. Yeah, as in the last problem, you need to take one of them as origin. Just take this as origin for reference. So take A as origin and B as B bar and C as C bar, D as D bar. So automatically you'll get this as P as B bar by 2 and Q as C bar plus D bar by 2. Q is basically AQ. And now you get M also the midpoint of B and D. So B bar plus D bar by 2. And the L is midpoint of AC bar. This is C bar by 2. Now let us calculate the PM bar. PM bar equal to AM bar minus AP bar. AM bar is basically the position vector of M, which is B bar plus D bar by 2. B bar plus D bar by 2 minus what is that? AM bar is D bar plus D bar by 2 minus AP bar is B bar by 2. Then you get D bar by 2. So that is PM. Now you calculate LQ. EM we calculated. LQ. LQ is what? AQ minus AL. AQ is what? AQ is C bar plus D bar by 2 minus AL is C bar by 2 is equal to D bar by 2. So you got both the same. This is not just the magnitude same. You got the same vectors. That means PM bar, the PM bar, the PM bar is same as LQ bar. So in a quadrilateral, opposite sides are equal and parallel. Equal and parallel. So equal y. See, when they are equal, automatically parallel in vectors. We have in vector algebra, when they are parallel, when they are equal, automatically they will be parallel. Right? Equal vectors. As a vectors, if they are equal. But the property that we have, we learned in lower grades is in terms of the magnitudes. Equal, we mean that always the lengths are equal. That's why we are reading that formula, that property as opposite vectors, opposite sides are parallel and equal. Hence, it's a parallelogram. Therefore, PLQM is a parallelogram.